Hello, today I'm going to recommend something that's been in my heavy rotation for a long time. The artist is the Kinks. The album is Schoolboys in Disgrace, also known as the Kinks present Schoolboys in Disgrace. The year is 1975 and the label is RCA. So this is the 15th studio album by the Kinks. It's rooted in 1950s rock and roll and also includes elements of hard rock, 50s pop, and doo-wop. Unfortunately, it was dismissed by critics as a mid-period stumble, but I beg to differ. What's so great about it? Well, the energy is raw. It contains the grit of their earlier work. It's a concept with a lot of bite. It's kind of juvenile and bitter, but very punk rock in my opinion. It's Ray Davies' cynicism at its peak. It's lean, mean, and emotionally naked, and it's kind of a loose concept album that has to do with high school of all things. Essential listening. I used to have this on vinyl when I lived in Portland, Oregon, but I had to sell it when I moved to South Korea, and it broke my heart a little. But here's the track listing. I'll put it on the screen. And there are so many good tracks here. School Days, the opening track, is a deceptively sweet nostalgia journey before the whole thing spirals into humiliation and bitterness. It sets up the concept perfectly. The song sounds like a school dance. The song The Hard Way is a snarling punk before punk anthem. Dave Davies' guitar cuts razor sharp here, and Ray's sneer is venomous, and the chorus is like a boot in the face or something. It's very punk rock. I'm in Disgrace, probably the emotional core of the album. It's pure femme fatale inspired shame, one of Ray's most underrated vocals in my opinion. Also an excellent song. No More Looking Back. This is kind of the sleeper masterpiece. It's moody, reflective, and way ahead of its time. It's almost kind of proto-Britpop. Headmaster, another great track. Creepy, oppressive, theatrical. I love this a lot. It's got this kind of metal chorus, and it's pretty rocking, especially when it gets going. I suppose why I identify with this album is because when I got turned on to it in college, I was going through some of the ordeals on the record. I was a bit of an outcast. There were false accusations about me from another student. It turns out that she was lying and she ended up leaving the school, but for a few months, it was not easy to be there. And during that time, this album was just like a godsend. It channels the feeling of alienation, vitriol, and regret, and it still speaks to me after all these years. I put it on the other day, and I was smiling the whole time. I was like, this is just great. The pros. This is a masterpiece for those who feel marginalized. It's lean and punchy. Ray Davies' mix of humiliation, lust, and regret is raw and honest. The cons. It landed on NME's list of the 50 worst covers of all time, and I do agree the cover is a little bit silly, although I kind of think it fits, and it is very punk rock in my opinion. Some of the concepts maybe haven't aged well, like Jack the Idiot Dunce, although it's a pretty infectious tune. Maybe it's not for everybody. I also think that this could be a record more for men. I'm not sure if women would get much from it. Maybe they would, I don't know. But it's definitely from a male point of view. Final thoughts. It's not the Kinks' most lauded album, but it might be their most honest. The whole thing drips with ugly emotions that most bands wouldn't dare touch. Yes, it's flawed, but it feels lived in and real. It's the ugly truth of being young, foolish, and scarred by it forever. It's part Grease, part Rocky Horror Picture Show. Meatloaf meets the Dead Milkmen, if that makes any sense. If you like the Kinks and haven't heard it, you're in for a treat. But I recommend it highly, and that's all I got for today. Take care. Have a good one.